Hi, my name is Wilnan Ziada, and I'm a New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, film, and the concert stage. And I'm also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with one of the most instrumental and influential figures in the Asian Chinese pop industry, Mr. Billy Ko. For more on Billy, you can read his bio right below this video. But here we are, 12 hours apart, and about to talk. I can't wait. Enjoy. Well, hello, Billy. How are you?
I'm good. Hello to you, Will. It must be good evening over there, but it's good morning here.
I know I was trying to get my lights here in New York as if I was in the daytime, but I think I failed.
It's okay.
It is such an honor to be speaking with you, Billy, because before actually I heard about you through FENIX, I've been a fan
Oh,
of yours for years because you are known as the star maker in the East.
yes, thank you.
Everyone can read your bio below this video, but I do want to just say a few things, if you don't mind, that,
Sure.
not only are you one of the most instrumental and influential figures in the Asian Chinese pop, also known as C-pop, you
Mhm.
have you have made stars out of people from all different generations. And I want to get into that in a moment. But first, I want to begin, Billy. When did you know that you had this gift of seeing amazing talent?
Well, I think a lot of things doesn't happen overnight. It's not like a thunder strike, and it's not that. We watched that in the movie, but it's not true. A lot of things is come from I would say a lot of hard work, but to begin with is always start with something, maybe something that you're passionate about. I was actually, when in my college time, I was in a band. I was playing in the band. So I think a lot of people started off that we just want to hang out with friends to do music just for fun. I think fun is the fundamental thing to start off a career. I believe that, whether it's acting or dancing or singing. So at that time, I was still raised in Singapore. I was born in Singapore. So Singapore is a very, very tiny country in Asia. A lot of people doesn't heard of Singapore before, and they thought maybe Singapore was part of China, but actually it's not. Singapore is an independent country in Southeast Asia. So at that time, we were singing a lot of folk songs and also pop songs, like some songs from maybe Bee Gees, Beatles, or even earlier Bob Dylan's. So we started off singing a lot of actually Western American songs, and then later on, we start to realize that we are Asian, so we want to find some kind of identity for ourselves. So we
Hmm.
start to write songs with Asian language, in particular Chinese. So and then from there, I traveled to Taiwan, I traveled to Hong Kong, I traveled to Malaysia. So it's true. I think it's through traveling. It's through traveling that you kind of open up your perspective. So you see more part of the world and you begin to get involved. And then at that time, before I was just a singer and a songwriter, and then slowly I elevated myself to become a producer. And my first time that I came to America is actually 1996, in year 1996. So I was producing a Asian artist called Kit Chan. So it was the first time that I went to Los Angeles to do my mixing jobs in one of the studio in Los Angeles.
Oh,
So
wow.
I think that trip kind of changed my life because when I was there, I learned a lot of things from one of the producers, engineers that I work with called Joe Vanelli. He's a famous producer for one of the star in the 80s called Gino Vanelli, if you've heard of I Just Wanna Stop. He has a big hit in the 80s. So
Yes.
I worked with Joe. And then Joe was a great musician, and then he taught me a lot of things. So from there, I began to learn more. And each time when I visit Los Angeles again, I realized that Joe has always elevating himself to the next level. So I realized that this is something that is one of the core thing in the American music, That's why American music is always leading the world, because the musicians and the producers, they just work so hard. They in line with technologies. They let their inspiration flow with the technology. I think this is something which is a little bit lacking in most part of the Asia. A lot of producers in Asia, they kind of segregated the arts and science.
Mm,
But actually, science, art is part of the science, and I feel that the ultimate art is a science. So, and
yes.
you can see the other way around, the ultimate science in an art.
Yes, well,
So,
Billy, you know what I love so much about your career? You talk
mm,
about the steps you took because you began with by just being a kid who wanted to be
yeah,
a part of a band. And that
yeah,
love, I love that you have now, throughout your whole career, have not only taken that love that you have as a musician at heart always, but that you
yeah,
now get to spread it in not only your songwriting with the artists that you produce for, but
yeah.
also taking Western ways of thinking, but combining it with Eastern beautiful talent. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think once you reach that as a producer, then you move the next level to A&R, because I think a lot of people doesn't understand A&R. They just think that, oh, maybe you just took a few songs and then we tweak it and then let the singer sing, and that's A&R. It's not, because A&R is about marketing, it's about humanity, it's about sociology. You have to
Mm,
understand the society, understand the market, understand how the people feel, understand what they need, and to convert that into musical notes and technologies.
absolutely. Well, I love that you have, this kind of 360 viewpoint of the music industry. It's definitely how I think as a director and a creator of not only theater, but concerts for major artists. And I want to know, you've been on so many hit TV shows in the East, and especially shows that celebrate new talent. What is
Yeah.
that feeling that you get when you see new talent and you're like, oh, they have it?
I think I have actually a little bit different views from some of the media which they always publish on the media. I think of course I've been to a lot of talent show, but I want to emphasize one thing is that talent shows are shows. They are not
Mm,
they are not meant to groom talents. The ultimate purpose of the show to a media, to a platform, whether it's a TV station or an internet platform, the idea is to make a good show so that they get sponsors from the commercial, and they make money from the viewerships. That's
mm.
that. I think building talent is part of the sub product. It's not the main product. You have to be very clear about this. Even I've been in a lot of part of the great show, but I don't agree that you can spot talent in a show. Yes, you may be able to spot talents, but talents need to be groomed, talent need to be trained, and talent need to be directed in the right direction. So it's a lot of teamwork. It's not just like people always say that, oh, Billy, you has a good eyesight. You always spots the good talent, which is not true. A lot of time when I spot a talent, I only think that this guy has some potential that I'm willing to spend my time to explore further. I always use the word explore, because
Mm,
in my experience, anybody can be a star.
that's
Anybody
right.
anybody can start, but the crucial thing is how much time spent, how much time needed to spend on my side and on your side.
Billy, you bring up such a great point. And by the way, I think the same way, in that in a world today where everyone wants to become famous quick, how many likes do I get? How many followers? People
Yes,
forgot something called craft. And Billy, I love that you're mentioning this because we are of the same mindset that it takes time, it
yes,
takes hard work, blood,
yeah,
sweat,
yeah,
tears, and craft, and working on that every single day.
yeah. I think these days, because of internet, everything moves so fast. A lot of time, the issue that I encounter with most young people is that they are waiting for you to spend your time on them, but they are not ready to spend their time themselves. So
I
I think
know.
this.
Well, because it's kind of like the work part in the trenches isn't sexy, It doesn't look good on a filter,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah. So from my experience, how I grew my artists in the past like decades is that after I spot a talent, I would want to work with him for a period of time, like let's say 1 year or 2 years, to explore first.
Mm.
I will do some tests to see how well this guy is, how determined is this guy willing to spend time.
Mm.
Yeah, I think a lot of time people got this wrong idea that when you see someone, oh, Michael Jackson is talented, oh, Bruno Mars is talented. No, yes, they are talent in a way. They're gifted in some way, but they are about the same as you and me. The only thing, the difference that make them become a talent is that they have been spending more time on specific, valuable time on the craft, in sacrificing some of the other things.
You bring up such a great point. And by the way, I love that. I mean, I want to have a conversation with you for hours because I have such a hard time with people who think that becoming a star overnight takes nothing but a little Instagram selfie and that's it. Because, I wish kids these days not only focused more on their craft, but focused on the long term in what I kind of consider planting the seeds early, but also watering those seeds in nurturing those plants.
Right. And I think, because if you want to be a star, you want to be someone who is influential to your fans, to many, many fans. Of course, you have to be different. So you don't compare to your peer that, oh, they have enough time sleep, they have too many time sleep, they have too many time for games, they have some for social. You have to sacrifice some of this to make time, so that you're fighting with time. Time is your only enemy.
Yes, absolutely. And look, I want to talk a little bit about, you mentioned the power of the artist and their craft. And it makes me just think about, and I've been speaking with so many beautiful artists, especially here in the West, who have done the sacrificing, who are working on their craft, but they just haven't had that big break yet. But they're so excited about FENIX and the opportunity that FENIX is not only going to afford them with more money in their pocket, but at the end of the day, exposure to not only fans outside of already their social media platforms that they're on, but also potential collaborators. I've had so many friends, Billy, who have loved the idea of going to China, to Japan, to Singapore, but they don't have the funds to. But how cool, like an app like FENIX can connect those potential collaborations.
Yes, I think the most valuable things that I would like to be involved in FENIX is also this spirit. I think collaboration is the key to shorten the time, because you've been working on your craft so hard working on your craft. But how would you know you're on the right track? Because I always say that if you work so hard but you're working on the wrong direction, you're getting further from the success.
What a beautiful way to put that. I love that. And on top of that, FENIX, with already in being implemented with a foundation of a supportive platform and forum, it hopefully, will make artists realize that it's a safe place to play.
Yeah. And I think with FENIX, where you can make a lot of friends, I think making valuable friends, because you have to make more friends first. Then from there, you filter off some of which one is better for you, which one is more suitable for you. And then sometimes I think by saying making friends is also an art. So a lot of people complain, oh, I don't have so much friend, but maybe the problem is not your friend, it's you. You have to change your character so that you can make more friends, because you choose friend choose you. So it's something that we have to learn in this internet age, to make friends, to make collaboration, so that we can kind of re-examine the direction that we are going. Are we on the right track? Or maybe we need some update on what we thought it was right. So I think FENIX kind of like build a world, a globalizations, a global collaboration of musicians. This is just really great.
Well, Billy, I could talk to you for hours, and even after I stop pressing record, I still want to talk to you. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for your time. 12 hours apart, but we made it work.
Yeah, hopefully one day we can meet up after this pandemic.
I know, I can't wait. And the prospect of working with you, my friend, to collaborate with you would be a dream come true for this New Yorker.
Sure.
Have a great night. Well, morning for you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
In the digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.